So let's see how much of stuff we can get through. So there we go. 3 equations, 3 letters. So this is all required stuff for intermediate algebra. So how do we do it with 3 letters, 3 equations? Well, they're just, honestly, they're just ugly and they're a pain. And you got to be careful. It's just a mess. These are just a mess and just a lot of work. Generally, you got to get some letters to cancel out. That's the plan. When you have, we call this a 3x3. If you go higher in the math science world, this is a 3x3. There are 4x4s and 5x5s, and they're terrible. So this is a 3x3, meaning 3 equations, 3 letters. It's a 3x3. So first step, get 1 letter to cancel out of all 3 equations. So get 1 letter to cancel out of all 3 equations. It doesn't really matter if that's X or Y or Z. Just do what's easiest. Now, what do I mean what's easiest? Well, what you want to use a plain X or Y or Z to cancel others. What do I mean a plane? Let me show you. I mean I'm going to either use this guy or this guy. Because they're the only plain ones, meaning don't have a number in front. Coefficient's 1. Excuse me. They're the easiest to work with. Doesn't matter which one. Use whichever one you feel like. Use either the plain X or the plain Z. So see why I want to use them and not any of the others? The others have negatives in front of them or they have numbers in front of them. I don't want to mess with them. They're not as easy to work with. I'm going to use either that plain X or that plain Z. And what am I going to do with it? I'm going to get these 2 Z's to cancel out. Or if I want to use the X, I'm going to get these 2 X's to cancel out. So the name of the game is get all the X's or all the Z's or whatever you can. Get 1 letter out of this problem so that we're down to only 2 letters. Renee, question?
No.
Okay, I'm going to use Z. But you could use X. That would work fine. So I'm going to use Z. So here we go. I'm going to, let me number them if that's helpful. You don't have to, but it might help you see what I'm doing. I'm going to call them equation 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to take equation 1, 7x minus y plus z equals 9. Put it right next to equation 2. Okay, now what's my game plan? What am I trying to do? I want z to cancel out. So that means I got to make opposites, right? Remember how to do that? I got to make this 3z, so when it adds to negative 3z, gone. Makes sense? And then after I'm done doing this, I'm going to reuse equation 1 a second time. I'm going to put it next to equation 3. And I'll make that time I'll make this a negative 2z, because that'll get rid of the positive 2z. So that makes sense. I'm going to use this plain z twice. I'm going to use it like a hammer to hammer out the z's in the second and third equations. Yeah. Right? Is that making sense? So it really isn't too hard. It's just messy. And if you mess up, if you drop the ball anywhere, it's game over, right? You can't drop 1 negative sign, multiply 1 number. It's just a big mess, and you need to be flawless. So here we go. 14x minus 2y plus 2z is 2 times 9, 18. I'll bring down the second equation and add them up. 3x, 14x, 17x. Y's. Ooh, the y's canceled too. Wait a minute, what's going on?
You used it.
What did I do?
Yeah.
You guys got to say something when I'm doing crazy things. I'm saying you got to be flawless, don't mess up, and I'm doing the wrong thing? You guys just got to say something. Are you afraid to say? I'm wrong sometimes. I mean, once in a while. More often than I wish. All right, let's go back and try that again. 3 times 7, 21x minus 3y plus 3z, 27. There we go. All right, better? Tell me if I do something wrong. Okay. As these are going to cancel. That was the plan, right? Get those z's to cancel. See how we made it happen? We made the z's opposites. So 24x. 24x minus y is, what is that? 20, 47, 46? We good? No more z. Isn't that nice? No more z. Bye-bye z. So I took equation 1 and equation 2 and hammered out the z, right? Now, let's do a restart. Use equation 1 and equation 3. I'm going to use equation 1 back the way it was at the first. We good to there so far? So I used equation 1 the first time and multiplied by 3 to make opposite z's with equation 2. Now I'm going to multiply by what? What am I going to multiply by this time? What, did I write the right equation? What am I doing? That's the wrong equation, right? Am I being crazy? I'm being crazy today. I wrote 2 again. And you guys didn't say anything again.
Because we don't know what we're doing.
I don't know why you don't help here.
I was focusing more on writing this stuff down as white.
I feel like I could do anything on the board sometimes. You guys would just all write it down.
We're the sheep, you're the leader.
All right, that's better there. Equation 1 and 3 now. Good? Making more sense? I'm probably not being very helpful today. All right, so I want to make the z's. Remember the game plan. We're trying to get rid of z again. We got rid of z over here. Now we want to get rid of z again. So what am I going to multiply that top equation by? -2. Yeah, so do that. -2 on that top equation. -2. We have minus 14x plus 2. Careful with your signs. Make the negatives big and bold so you don't drop them. Add them up. Minus 14x plus 1x is minus 13x. 2 minus 3 is minus 1y. The z's cancel by design. What's that, minus 28? So we good. So I've eliminated z twice. That was the plan. Eliminate z twice. It has been carried out, hasn't it? Right? So I got rid of z from equation 1 and 2, and I got rid of z from equation 1 and 3. I used z as a hammer because he was easy. He had a set of 1 in front of him. So he's easy to make into anything you want. See why that's convenient to use a plain z? Instead of using something like, a 7x or something, that would be much harder. Have fractions everywhere. So I use a plain z or a plain x or a plain y, doesn't matter. Use a plain letter to eliminate all the other letters above him and below him. So now we have 2 equations, this one and this one, that have only 2 letters, just x and y. Right? 2 equations, 2 letters. Let's bring those over here. So we get 24x minus y, what was the first one? Equals 46. And the second one is minus 13x minus y equals minus 28. So now we have 2 equations with 2 letters. That you've done several times, huh? That I could just go dot, dot, dot on, right?
No. Don't do that again.
Because you can do the rest, right? You can fill in the dots? No? What would be my next step? Yeah, good, Abraham. Yeah, probably the easiest thing to do would be get rid of those y's by making one of them positive. Multiply through one of the equations, doesn't really matter which one, by -1. How about top equation, whatever. -1, -1. See what I'm thinking? I'm thinking we'll make those y's opposites. One of them a positive y, one of them a negative y, so that when they add, they go away. Doing the same thing. I'm still just making opposites. So all this is about, just keep making opposites. So when you add them up, things will drop out. Minus 24x plus y minus 46. And then add them up. Bye-bye y's. So what do we got here? Minus 37x, and that's minus 74.
Yeah.
Now. All right, divided by minus 37. X is 2. Isn't that nice when it comes out clean like that? That's when you think something's working out here. So X is a nice clean 2. Now it's time to go get the other letters. How do we do so? Where do we go? Plug the X in. Yeah. But where should I plug it in? Should normally, when we plug stuff in, we go all the way back to the beginning, grab one of the equations, and plug it in. But that wouldn't be a good game plan now, would it? If I take one of those original equations that are x, y, and z, and I plug in x, I'm still not going to know y or z. And I'm not ready to go all the way back to where there was 3 unknowns, 3 letters. It'd be better to just back up to one of these two where you just had x and y unknown. Plug in x, you'll be able to get y, right? So that's where we go. So now, plug in x is 2. Just grab one of those last 2 that you had. Doesn't really matter which one.
What about 24x minus y equals 46?
That's what I'm grabbing too. Plug that 2 in there. 24 times 2 minus y, 46. And what's that? 48 minus y, 46. Minus 48 minus y is minus 2. So multiply by the sides by negative 1. Y is 2. X is 2, y is 2.
Now plug those in and find z.
Now go all the way back to one of the 3 originals.
Wow.
A lot of work, huh? Nothing new or amazing in this section, but a lot of work. So let's go back. So now I'll go back to the very beginning. Grab like the first one, I guess. It doesn't matter which one. 7x minus y plus z is 9. So 7x minus y plus z is 9. Is that right? Minus y plus z is 9, yeah. Okay, plug in x is 2. Y is 2, so 7 times 2 minus 2 plus z is 9. What's that? 14 minus 2 plus z is 9. So 12 plus z is 9. Subtract 12. Z is minus 3. There we go. X, Y, and Z. All 3. So the way they want you to type in the answer is a big old parenthesis. 2, 2, negative 3. That's X, Y, Z. It's a triple. It's a triplet. Well, they're not all the same, so it's a triple. 2, 2 minus 3.
Can you explain that last portion, the last one, with the y2? Where did you plug that one in?
Oh, I went back and grabbed the very first equation in the original.
Oh, okay.
And I plugged in x is 2 and y is 2.
Okay.
Everybody see what I did there at the end? I grabbed the very first equation we had in the problem. 7x minus y plus z. That's what you do at the very end when you've only got one letter left to go. You plug in the x is 2 and the y is 2. Right there and there. Oops. Right there and there. So, and then away we went, and we got Z. Questions on that? So it's nothing new and amazing. I mean, it's all stuff you've done before, making opposites and getting stuff to drop out. You just got to be kind of organized about it and careful, because it's a lot of steps. So back to the beginning again. What did I do? I looked and I said I'm going to grab one of the plain letters, plain Z, and I'm going to get it to knock out the other Z's. And so that's what I did. I knocked out these 2 Z's here. I knocked out those 2 Z's there. Got 2 equations with X and Y. And you've done that many times. Then I just solved the XY equations. Questions? Like you could do that? I think. All right, let's try that one. So, x plus y plus z, 7, 3 minus 2x plus 3y equals 32. And then x, I'm going to line things up. They're getting a little unlined up in the original question. There we go. So I lined them up a little bit. X is over y, x is over x, y is over y, z is over z's. So anyway, we should use a plain letter. Which plain letter do you want to use? Why don't we just do z again? You can just do z on all these. So notice with me for a second. The middle equation, if I'm going to use z, so here's the plan. Let me give you the plan. Use this guy right here. Plan. Use the plane z. The plan is use the plane z to make all the z's vanish. Or cancel. Vanish sounds like a magic trick. Cancel. Right? You use the plane z to make the z's cancel. So I'm going to use the plane z to make the z's cancel. Now, there's no z in the middle equation. His z has already gone away. He's got no z. So he's good. Don't mess with him. He's already ready for step 2. Just use the first equation with the bottom equation. Just use equation 1 with equation 3. You see what I mean? Just use equation 1 with equation 3. Just add those up right now. And z will drop out. And then you've already got equation 2, which has just x and y, no z. So that'll be all you need.
That's one equation.
Add those up.
The equals -9 and the disembodied x and negative z is one equation. It's one equation.
Yeah, they wrote it kind of funny, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird the way it looks here. It's all spaced out weird. Yeah, I don't know why they did that, but that is the third equation. Yeah, it's really weird looking. That is equation 3. Yeah, so just add 1 and 3, z will drop out. Then you'll have an xy, and then use the middle one, which is an xy, and you know what to do from there.
No.
So I'll start passing out some handouts while you do that. So maybe take one more step here. So this is, 1x and 1x is 2x. Plus y, z's cancel. 66, d4. So then our two equations are, get a little more room here. Minus 2x plus 3y is 32. Y'all tracking that far? Am I making sense? See how we've got two equations with two letters now? So you know what to do from there. All right, so we good there? That making sense? You're finishing up solving for x? And boom. So 4y and 96. Divide by 4. Y is it 16? No, it's not 16. 24. Okay. 24. So we got y. So plug in somewhere where you got x and y and you get x, right? So I've got y is 24, and I'll take like 2x plus y is 64. And put that in. So x is 20. We all getting this? We happy about this? Now we got x, now we got y. So go back to the beginning. And yeah, it's great. Hey, the first one looks nice and easy. Huh? X plus y plus z is 73. So 24, oh, 20 plus 24, huh? $29. There we go. So that's not hard, right? Not too bad. Nothing amazingly new there. It's just a lot of equations, a lot of letters. Gotta be careful. Questions I can answer on that? Am I racing ahead of you? You all good there? So I'm wanting to crank through the handouts. We're good? No questions? Last